Let's start at just the very beginning. I know, Elder Banks, that you were the youngest of 7 children.
Yes.
And you had an unusual childhood because your father died when you were just 2 years old, so you really didn't know him.
He was actually died as a result of a construction accident, and so I really have never known my father other than what my older siblings have told me. That's correct. I was raised by my mother.
Raised by your mom. Talk to us a little bit about that environment of being raised by a mom who was hearty and faithful and...
Well, thank you, Heidi. Having never known my father, I didn't know what it was like to have a father. So really, Mom was kind of a father and a mother figure both, and she was my best friend. Even through my teenage years, she was my best friend because we were very, very close. And my being the youngest, and the fact that I had 2 older brothers, one who went on a mission to Argentina, came home and went back to Argentina, went in business, wasn't home. My other brother went into World War II and was shot down on his 49th mission and taken a prisoner of war. So I was her person to be there with all the time, so that's how we grew very close together.
Other than your mom, were there other people in the ward or the neighborhood, friends, associates, that had a significant impact on you growing up?
My bishop did, Silas Burton. He kind of took me under his wing, knowing that I didn't have a father, and kind of nurtured me. He had a profound impact on my life, as did another bishop and a stake president, Carmen Black, who I succeeded as a bishop. Those 2 men had a powerful impact, but other than them, it was my mother.
What was it that made her so remarkable?
Never complained, hard worker. She was a Relief Society president while I was growing up, and I was kind of the mascot to the Relief Society. And the sisters, all the Relief Society sisters took me under their wing because I was the baby and she was the Relief Society president, but I was with her every place. We didn't have a lot. She spent her life raising myself and the rest of the family, and we went places together. She was upset with me one time when I felt I needed to earn some money, and I went down and got a job selling newspapers on the corner downtown, and didn't tell her and didn't get home till that night. She was ready to call the police on me, but she was just a wonderful, wonderful person. There was never a crossword between us or her, and I don't feel she ever reprimanded me or I ever was disgusted or upset with her. She was just my best friend, has been my whole life.
You had other jobs besides being a paper boy. What else did you do?
Well, for a couple of years selling newspapers down on the corner downtown at the old Center Theater and the bus depot, so forth, I got a paper route early in the morning, and then I got a job bagging groceries in a grocery store and stacking shelves in a grocery store, and I did that till I went to high school, and then my brother came home after he escaped from being a prisoner of war, bought a service station, and I worked for him in the service station. Then we went in partners in the service station while I was going to college. My mom and wife became good friends because when we got married, she went to my wife and said, "Sue, I've raised him thus far in his life. I'm turning over to you to raise him the rest of his life." And she's been doing it ever since.
Yeah. She told me that night, she says, "We'll just be the best of friends. I've raised him thus far, now I'm turning him over to you."
I don't mean to talk so much, but the 2 most important people in my life have been women, my mother and my wife.